Welcome back, boys, to the Maxi Canalla Show for your daily World Cup coverage. And we got a preview for today, a banger. Semifinals already of the World Cup, France versus Spain. All right, so let's get right into it. Spain and France arrive in the semifinal already extremely familiar with each other. In 2021 in the Nations League final, Spain actually lost to France 2-1, but Spain have won two major meetings since then. Spain beat France 2-1 in the Euro 2024 semi-final with Lamine Yamal scoring that spectacular equalizer before Dani Olmo found the winner. And then in 2025, the Nation League's semi-final, Spain won 5-4 in a spectacular fashion. 5-4 in a semi-final. That was insane. So France enter this World Cup semifinal looking for revenge, while Spain enter knowing that their style already has caused France serious problems in the two last matches that they've played. But both quarterfinals also showed us why this is a match is going to be so difficult to predict. Spain reached the semifinals by defeating Belgium 2-1. And I think they controlled most of the match with their possession. Their midfield movement was pretty good. And their counter pressing was pretty good as well. I think that's probably key for Spain. The way they just hold possession is just dominates the game and makes it so hard to get back into the game as the opponent. And when they dominate the game like that, it's quite difficult to play against. And we saw that versus Belgium, but they also are maybe weak on the wings because both Pedro Porro and Cucurella are very attacking fullbacks. So I think if there's space in behind, especially like an Olise, Dembele, Mbappe can come in behind, and they have good midfielders to launch them forward. So I think Spain has to have caution with that, because we saw that this is one of Spain's weaknesses. We saw Belgium were given a little bit of possession, but they escaped some of Spain's pressure, and they created some actual danger with Doku becoming their main man in the counterattacks, while De Cutler was the physical presence in the box. So they could lie a problem there for Spain. But in the minute 88th, we saw that there was a rebound by the Belgium keeper, and Merino again scores a late game winner. Again, Spain can control a match, they can dominate a match with possession, but they lack some firepower up top as well. But they managed to squeeze it out, so that's important for Spain. Now, on the other hand, France's quarterfinal was a bit more convincing. They've defeated Morocco 2-0, keeping a third consecutive clean sheet in the knockout rounds. And they really shut down Morocco through their pressing. France created a bunch of chances before Morocco managed to create their first attempt. Even after Mbappe missed a penalty, France continued applying pressure, and that wonderful goal from Mbappe that he just puts its second post into the top bins. It was a phenomenal goal, and France continued applying pressure until another goal from Ousmane Dembele 6 minutes later, which was a phenomenal goal too. So Mbappe goes up to 8 goals, equalizing Messi and Dembele on 5, which is mad numbers for an attacking duo in France. And I think that's their greatest strength. We've seen this before from France. They don't need to have a lot of possession. They don't need to dominate the game through possession. They can press high, attack through several different players, and become devastating once the game opens up. Mbappe can attack the space behind the defense, like I said earlier, and Dembele can isolate defenders one-on-one. Olise can create from the center, passing players. He can pass the ball in behind. He has 5 assists so far. And Doué or Barcola provide another attacking option, which is devastating. I think they can cause a lot of damage for Spain. But I think France also has some weaknesses that we saw against Morocco. They created a lot of opportunities without having a lot of danger towards goal and without finishing them. Mbappe missed a penalty, and the match remained scoreless until like the 60-minute mark. They're attacking, they weren't always on the same page. Um, and they get better opponents like a really well organized Spain that could be costly for France. So I think Spain, the way they're gonna attack this game is the ball. They're just gonna keep the ball. That's their first defensive weapon. They're gonna defend themselves with keeping the ball. They don't want Mbappe, Dembele, and Olise having the ball, because if they have the ball, finding space and keeping possession, circulating the ball, they can force chances. They can just create them. Eventually, they'll create them if they have the ball long enough. So Spain is gonna hold the ball, even if they don't create much. They're gonna dominate with possession, patiently waiting to see if they can attack, and that's, I think, the main way Spain is gonna defend against this France team that can literally just create out of nowhere. Um, but Spain also has attacking opportunities. They have attacking players. Lamine Yamal is a great space taker, creating, dribbling. Dani Olmo, Pedri, or Fabian Ruiz have great passing and playmaking abilities. Alex Baena, really fast winger on the left. And Oyarzabal with 4 goals so far in the competition. Spain also has a good attacking options. So I think that's one way they can also hit France. I think France's defense can be a bit weak sometimes. Upamecano is a very solid defender, a big, solid man in the back, but I think he always has a mistake in him. I think Saliba is probably the most solid defender France has. They're very good, very solid in the back, but Upamecano can have a mistake in him. So the thing is, if France shift too heavily toward Lamine, the Spain can move the ball quickly toward the opposite wing because they leave some space. And if France remains spread out like that, that's where Spain can really complicate things for France. And of course, another possible weapon for Spain is the magic Michael Merino, who has scored 2 back-to-back late winning goals for Spain. So, surely he's going to do something in the game. If he shows up against Portugal and Belgium, I think he might show up against France as well. Maybe not late game winner, but he might be causing some special issues for France. He might score a goal. He might give an assist. He's just a very solid player. He can play a great game in the middle as well. So that's going to be a secret weapon for France, or for Spain, that France is going to probably know in the back of their mind that they have to watch out for that. But Spain has to be extremely careful in the middle, especially that they don't lose possession in transition or too close to the midfield, that France is going to press hard and fast. And if they get them on the counter, that's where they can really damage them. So Rodri cannot be left alone covering the entire midfield, especially coming out from the back. And the fullbacks, like I said, cannot both go at attack at the same time, because that would leave too much space for France to then counter them with Mbappe, Dembele, Olise, Doué, Barcola. They're just gonna annihilate you there. So that's where France's plan lays: high pressure, get them fast on a counter, get in behind, attack those wings, abuse pace. That's where France's plan is gonna lie. So that might be the point of pivot, the central battle can decide everything. I think if Rodri or Pedri, Fabian Ruiz control the midfield and Spain can dictate the rhythm of the game through possession, then and keep France's attackers away from the ball, then France is going to suffer. But if France can break through that midfield with high press, and Spain's defenders suddenly run toward their own goal against some of the fastest and most talented attackers in the world in France's attack, then Spain will suffer. But there might be instances in the game where momentum shifts from one way to the back to the other. So we might see some of that happening, and then momentum slowly shifts back to Spain's possession and then their form of playing the game. So we might see different we might see different layers to the game, different times to the game. So I think both things will happen during the game. It just depends on who will take advantage of each one of those layers or blocks of time within the game and who will concrete on those opportunities. But Spain have beaten France in their last two major meetings because their midfield control and their technical quality caused a lot of problems for France. But this French team now has a greater attacking depth. 3 consecutive knockout clean sheets. And I think it's probably the most dangerous transition attack in the tournament for sure. Probably in the last decade, comparable to that Brazil team in 94, 98, 2002. But if Spain controls the ball, they'll control the game. France may control the moments. And whichever team controls the moments that matter will play the World Cup final. I think Spain has with what to play a game against France, and I think they can beat them. I would like Spain to beat them. This is Spain's second semifinal in their history, and this would be France's third semifinal in a row, which is just insane. They have a fantastic super team, France does, and I think they're the best team in the World Cup so far, but I think Spain, like I said, has beaten them 2 times in semifinals and previously in European competitions. But it's going to be a great game. Obviously, this is a super packed game. Spain versus France in a semifinal of the World Cup is going to be phenomenal. I think Spain can win. I would like them to win. And it's going to be a battle. I think it's going to be a battle between 2 teams that know each other extremely well, and decisive moments could separate them. And after that, all the attention is going to turn to Argentina versus England. And it's not just another semifinal. It is one of the most emotionally charged rivalries in World Cup history. A rivalry that was shaped by 1966, the Malvinas War, Maradona's Hand of God, and the drama of 1998 and England's revenge in 2002. So for the first time, Argentina and England will meet in a World Cup semifinal. It's going to be Messi's first time facing England. And I'll break down the football, the history, and exactly what this match means to Argentina in the next preview. All right, boys. Thanks for listening to the Maxi Canalla Show. Enjoy the football. And remember, Aguante Central, Aguante Argentina, Aguante USA. See you in the next one, boys.